Hello and welcome to something a bit different this time. It's Christmas, so we're doing something a little bit special. We are doing a joint podcast with two of us from the Grumpy Gamers.
Hello.
And the Offshore Gamescast.
Hello.
Greetings.
Hello.
We're
so
here.
we've got Dave and Dylan here. And this is a special event, right?
It is a special event.
Yeah, this is a Christmas, New Year's 2022 event.
Extravaganza.
We've been talking about this for a while. So
I mean, it's been months. If you go look at the messages on Twitter, we've been back and forth a lot. You know.
Yeah, a lot of ideas out there. But it was going to happen at some point.
Yeah,
well, it's hard. It's hard to find the time. I mean, but Christmas is the time.
Exactly.
It's
Do you know what? That's the best thing about it. We've found the time during the time that we should all be spending time with friends and family.
Wow.
I've literally stepped away from family to do this. So yeah, that's the commitment to the cause of the podcasting that we've all got.
Exactly. And we're going to be like the pair of us, the podcasts are going to be the only ones that are going to be posting anything this week because everybody else is off. So
everyone else is shutting down for Christmas, but not us.
We don't stop.
We never stop.
Never.
I mean, you literally stopped for a week the other week, right? Between your seasons.
All right, listen. We paused. We didn't stop.
We still had it. We had a stream.
That is true.
You did do a stream.
Yeah.
That is
you
true.
Streamed.
Yeah.
Yeah, you streamed the Game Awards, so yeah, you were still working hard. You're still doing your bit.
Did you enjoy the Game Awards, guys?
Definitely had its high moments, but as an overall experience, could have been a little more.
Could have been, couldn't it? Yeah. I mean, I stayed up. I literally stayed up until 1 o'clock.
What time is that there?
1 a.m. it started. And
Wow.
Yeah, it started.
I stayed up until 4 fucking o'clock, and I was absolutely shattered by the end of it. And I just thought to myself, I don't think this was worth me staying up for. I should have just waited to catch it the next day.
So many ads,
Yeah.
just constant
Yeah.
reels and just stuff that we already know, just back again.
Yeah, a lot of updates on things, which is fine. Like some of the updates they show, like it was cool, like some new trailers. But yeah, it didn't have a couple like cool announcements, but it didn't have like some big ones that really felt.
And they
know,
didn't give
especially
enough.
for
They
stuff
didn't give
coming
enough
out
time
soon.
to the games either, did they? That was the other thing. I
No,
thought.
yeah, it was definitely a lot of ads.
It was.
I tell you, I think it must have been really hard for you guys to stream that as your first stream because, you know, as you said, a lot of ads, not a lot going on for a lot of it.
You know,
it must have been.
You don't realize how much you pick your phone up during those times when you're just sitting there. And so when you can't pick your phone up for like 4 hours straight, it really like you're locked in.
Yeah, that's a nightmare.
Yeah, we
it's
were
a
lucky
nightmare.
enough. We had a couple friends in chat with us, so they like kept us
That's
going
good.
a little bit. But
Yeah.
it was a lot of like it. It was hard for us to tell. Like it. Is it because we're just like not used to doing it like this that maybe it's always this many ads, but it really felt like a lot.
Yeah.
No, there were a lot of ads, and Amazon were up there with
Oh, they were all over it. They were all over it,
So-
Amazon.
and
Yeah.
I swear Amazon got more showtime than any of the games did themselves.
Honestly.
So
Yeah.
It probably.
Well, I think we've kind of now we're talking. We haven't really introduced ourselves properly for each other's podcast listeners. I think so. Do you guys want to introduce yourselves and your podcast and stuff like that?
Yeah. So
Sure.
we're the Offshore Gamescast,
I'm Dave.
and I'm Dylan, and that was just like our actual intro for the
That was
podcast.
so similar.
We're American boys.
Just a couple of friends who just care way too much about video games and have no lives.
Pretty much, yeah. All we do is play video games, and then we talk about them into microphones.
that's the best way.
Welcome to
isn't
the
it?
club.
Yeah.
Welcome to the club.
Because
Yep.
on that, I mean, I'm Kirk, and the other.
I'm Ben,
Yeah, there's Ben. Yeah, the other one that's there. We're,
the other one.
we're
Yeah.
obviously a gaming podcast as well, and we've got a show that comes out every Wednesday. So, you know, go and download it because it helps us whether you like us or not.
And if you don't like us, then there's two other guys, so you might like them.
Yeah,
so download it anyway.
We've got Eddie
So
and
many
Pete.
options.
They're not here at the moment because they're arseholes and they're spending time with their families and couldn't commit. So
They're doing other things and
yeah,
ridiculous,
they're arseholes.
but
They're arseholes.
What's more important than this? Let's be real.
Exactly. Exactly.
I have no idea. I have no idea. I have no concept of that. So, but anyway, this particular special, we're going to be going through our most anticipated games of 2022. So it's a look forward and something which I think has been done in quite a few places. Kirk and I have actually done a YouTube video. Plug. Have actually done a YouTube video.
I saw you posted that.
Yeah, for Q1, the big game's coming in Q1, so check that out on YouTube, Grumpy Gamers Podcast. But yeah, we're going through the whole of 2022, so probably with that, we should start talking about the big boys, the system sellers, the ones that are coming, that everyone is anticipating. So let's start with Horizon. Not Horizon Zero
that's
Dawn.
the first one, mate. Don't get that
Horizon
wrong.
Forbidden West out on the 18th of February. Let's talk about that one.
Yeah, this is so have we all played Zero Dawn?
Yes, yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you. No, I haven't.
Really?
And that's shocking. Yeah, no, I haven't. I wanted to, and I never got round to it. So that's a really good start for me. So I'm going to pass it straight back over to you guys.
I mean, do you plan on playing Forbidden West? Because you should probably play Zero Dawn first.
It is fantastic.
Once I've got hold of the PS5, I will be going through a couple of the back catalogue games.
I'm amazed, Kirk, that you didn't, because you had your PS4 you had God of War and stuff like that. So I'm amazed you didn't have Horizon.
Yeah, I know, and thank you for just pointing out more of my flaws in my history. I appreciate that.
It's fine. It's fine, man. It's fine.
It's just, what the fuck is wrong
We're just
with you?
boosting
Come
our
on.
credibility. We're boosting our credibility as a podcast instantly.
Look, it looked amazing. I know it looked great. I didn't play it. Okay, move on. The sequel's coming out. What are we doing? Let's go.
Well, to be fair, it might have to be you guys talking about it, because I've played Horizon. I've played it 3 times,
wow.
but I've never finished it. I've never finished
okay.
it.
You fucking sellout.
I've tried 3 times to finish it. I know it's a good game, and I have enjoyed what I've played, but something always comes around, which is like, I'd rather play. And the problem with Horizon initially was that it came out at the same time as Breath of the Wild.
Right.
Yeah.
So come on.
And they are like, Horizon is much more that standard open world that we all know. All the map icons you're going through. It's that.
Yeah.
And Breath of the Wild it's special. It's different.
Yeah, it's better.
I mean, if I'm picking, yeah. But no, yeah, Horizon Forbidden West. The thing that stands out the most, well, there's 2 things that stand out what they've shown with the sequel. That cool grappling hook thing, where you're really it seems much more mobile.
Yeah. More like point shot. Like there's a certain target. It's like, all right, you're just gonna zip there real quick, and then being able to almost like parkour transfer over into like a quick what are those the floaty things? We were just talking about Breath of the Wild.
Oh,
So like the umbrella thing, right?
Yeah, so just transferring over and then in the middle doing like a quick shot and just doing massive damage. Just a lot of fluidity in the gameplay.
Yeah, which
it looks
is
like they've.
It
looks like they've seen Halo Infinite.
Yeah, right.
Right, yeah. It's exciting because like that Horizon Zero Dawn, I spent a lot of fights just running in a circle around machines. So this I'm excited for that, and it's a lot more colorful.
Yeah. Do you know that's one thing I was going to say, because I saw a lot on the first one on Zero Dawn, and it looked fantastic, especially for like the PS4. This one looks like they've just stepped everything up a notch, and like there's more foliage, there's a lot more color, there's a lot more draw distance, all that kind of shit, and the detail on what how do you pronounce the main character's name? Aloy.
Yeah, Aloy.
The detail on her, and obviously the machines. What are they? Dinobots? Is that right?
I mean,
something like that.
You could call them that, sure.
Yeah, I mean they're like they're dinosaurs, but they're not. They're like metallic. I probably don't know enough about it, but basically,
Dinobot sounds straight out of Power Rangers.
I mean, if the final boss in this game is a Megazord, that'll be quite a twist.
You know what? I've just realised what I've said, and I go, fuck. Okay.
I mean, I like that you took a lead in that conversation, Co. And you obviously don't know anything about the game, but I like that. I respect that. About you.
I've not even had a drink yet, mate. So
I know. What I was even going to suggest drinking, but then I thought, you guys, it's like 9 a.m, isn't it? So,
yeah, we're going to work right after this.
Yeah.
Right. That would be a hardcore day.
But just doubling back, the detail on the character models and the Dinobots, air quotations there. They look fantastic. I can't deny that.
Just
one
her
thing I did want
standing
to
there
ask
watching
you
the
guys.
hair.
Say again.
Just her standing there, you just see her hair just flowing in the wind. Just
Yeah.
even that small bit of detail.
Yeah, I mean, it makes everything seem a lot more alive, doesn't it? When you got little details like that, rather than it being just static and a bit shit.
Yeah.
But one thing I was gonna ask, and this is probably going to be a little bit of a question that I ask for God of War as well at some point. But what do we reckon in terms of the fact it's cross-platform or cross-generation, so we say?
Yeah.
Because for me, knowing what I've seen with Xbox games that are obviously cross-generation, there are things that take a hit. So obviously the PS5 version is going to look fantastic. It's going to run at 4K 60 frames. It's going to be a lot more detailed. The assets are going to be higher quality. What's that going to mean for the PS4 version in reality? And has it meant that the game's got to be scaled back somewhat?
I do think it's a little bit annoying is the strong word for it, but I do think it's like these big games that are coming out, Horizon and God of War and games like
Gran
that.
Turismo
like,
as well. That's another one, isn't it?
Gran Turismo, yeah, absolutely. They want to be pushing boundaries. They're system sellers, and it does hold it back a little bit that it's on the previous generation. I get why they have to, because there's 117 million PS4s out there or whatever, but
and only 10 PS5s.
Yeah, when you're one of the 10 people. I mean, we've got 4 of them right here, right? Oh no, 3 of them, not
3 of them, yeah.
But yeah, it's that is annoying for when you are a PS5 owner. You're like, well,
yeah, it really is two sides. So it's like on one hand, like we both have PS5s here. We want like the games to be taking full advantage of the PS5.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, it's shitty, and I feel kind of bad because a lot of people can't get a PS5.
Yeah.
So like
exactly. So,
but yeah, I do wonder if like. Because one of the big differences is like the loading times. It's kind of crazy the difference between like PS4, PS5.
Yeah.
So I wonder if the PS4 version is just gonna be fucked in some sections.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I wouldn't want that. Yeah, like when you've played the PS5 or played a series console or whatever, you just realise the loading times are awesome nowadays.
Spider-Man on the PS4 took a fucking age to load, didn't it? And then when you play that on the PS5, I've seen the comparisons between them, and it's just obviously night and day. So
you load up Miles Morales, you hit like one button, and you're swinging all of a sudden, like 2 seconds later. Like, it's
amazing.
Insane.
So now we've got this, what is technically a next generational game coming out, and what that's gonna cause a problem for the PS4. I would say personally, but
yeah, I wonder how it'll run. The thing is, when it's one of these big Sony games, and we've said this before and it's been wrong, but I can't imagine them fucking it up. I think it will run perfectly and it will do really well. It's just that you want it to be giving a bit more, and you hope it's just not more of the same. I think from what we've seen of it, the trailers and the short gameplay footage we saw at that presentation, it looks great. It looks more colourful. That
was PS5 that was running on, wasn't it?
It was, but you saw the uproar from that, like about Aloy's face. Do you remember that when everyone was saying like a face looks weird?
Yeah. Have you also noticed? This is just something. This isn't me digging, but it was a comment I heard somewhere else a little while ago. But have you always noticed that the back of her hair always has a slight shine? Like not the back, but the top. Like the top section of her hair has always got a glint to it.
No, I didn't notice that.
If you look at any photos of gameplay, you'll see what I mean.
And now you've put that in our heads.
I can't say I've noticed. I'm not exactly looking for it when I'm watching, but
well, now you will though.
Yes.
It's going to be Kirk's fault.
Yeah, sorry guys, enjoy your fucking game.
We're gonna be playing the game. I'm just gonna be looking at the top of her head the whole time.
Just go, fuck you, Kirk.
Yeah. So is this a day one? Is this a day one purchase for you guys?
I have it pre-ordered on the Regala edition.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have it pre-ordered too. I will say
it's day one.
It's some of these we'll get to a little bit later, but like it's weird with sequels and me because like yes, I am very excited for Horizon and like we'll get to God of War later too, but at the same time like we kind of know what it's gonna be.
Yeah,
I think
you two are going to get on quite well.
Yeah, me and Dylan, I think we think the same.
Yeah,
yeah. Like
I'm with you. Like it's a day one, but the hype isn't quite there because it's not so new and shiny.
I think it'll matter more when you're in the actual moment-to-moment gameplay. Because they have the new creatures, which some of them look really cool and designed in such a specific way you have to play differently. And I think there's just many more things that they haven't shown yet in this massive world that might hopefully give us some surprises.
You hope so.
I think so. I think, they will have done some new stuff, and it will be, I think, hopefully push it to a next level.
Yeah.
Because especially with God of War coming later on, they want the PlayStation. I know what people have said. Like, I'm not one of these people that say, "Oh, PlayStation's got no games," but it didn't have a particularly strong year, so they are due a win.
Yeah,
and, I think
this last year was honestly very indie driven.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, definitely.
That and
was not a big one.
Yeah.
Well, look at the game of the year. Like, there were no fucking badass. Like, there's no Last of Us. There was no God of War. It was all a bit up in the air, wasn't it? I mean, It Takes Two to walk away with it had to be one of those years, I think. No offense to that game, but
Yeah, no, I enjoyed that game.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a lot of big games that came out that, while they were AAA, they seemed very divisive between some people.
That is true, yeah.
Deathloop.
I don't know your guys' thoughts on Deathloop, but we're not very high on it.
Yeah, same. Okay. When I talked about it, it's like when I was playing it, I was like, "Is this game amazing, or is it?" No, I'm pretty sure it's not.
Yeah,
I don't think it is.
I've run through the same map 7 times, and I'm still not making any progress, and I'm getting angry.
Same, yeah, exactly. I don't want to do this anymore. So I get what this game is. I understand it. I totally understand it. I just don't want to play it.
I let you guys know what I think when it comes to Game Pass.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Very good. Right. Right. Should we talk about Elden Ring?
Yeah.
Because
that is a new IP.
That's well, kind of. But
yeah,
that's huge, right?
Yeah.
Are you guys psyched for this? Because I am the only Souls kind of Pete likes Souls on our podcast, but I'm the only real Souls fan. What about you guys?
This is definitely more my wheelhouse than Dave's.
I'm gonna play it.
Dave, have you played Dark Souls games? Have you completed any?
I've never completed any. The most I've ever gone is probably 8 or so hours into Dark Souls 2. I played a bunch of them. I was really into Sekiro, but I'm not good at them. They're too fucking hard, and I'm way too goddamn impatient.
Do you know what? That doesn't surprise me in the slightest.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just get that from your character. Sorry, that's...
What's that?
Sorry, just having a bit of banter with the guys overseas. Don't worry about it.
Was that a jibe? I get that about you. I've measured you up, and I get that about you.
Guess what, Dave? I will fuck you up. No, I'm joking. Let's go.
It's happening.
Uh-huh. I mean, I beat Jedi Fallen Order on the easiest difficulty, if that means anything.
Yeah, that game was fucking hard too.
Yeah.
And we'll call that a Souls game.
Yeah, kinda.
Call that Star Wars Souls. Combat in that game was fucking hard. But yeah, so Dylan, your Souls experiences.
Yeah, it's mine is kind of weird because like I've tried the first Dark Souls and the remastered of it, and that it just like that one doesn't hook me at all. And I've tried multiple times. I haven't touched Dark Souls 2, but then I got hooked with Bloodborne. That was the one, and we have a friend, Al, who is like crazy about it, like really pushes the From games. So he's the reason I got into it and loved Bloodborne. Then I went on to like, I finished Dark Souls 3, I finished Sekiro, which would fuck the final boss of that game. And so like, I'm just kind of like I'm in on it now.
Yeah. Yeah, I my experience with Souls is I started playing Dark Souls Remastered like a couple of years ago. That was my first Souls game, and I think you kind of often fall in love with like the first one of those games that you play. So I played that, then I played Dark Souls 3, and then I went to Dark Souls 2, and then I did Demon Souls. So like I have played Bloodborne, but it never quite got me because of the combat differences. It never quite hooked me.
Yeah, that's interesting because that's the reason like I got into Bloodborne was because of the
many
combat
people
differences.
say this.
Yeah.
Yes. Many people say this.
I like that kind of quicker, more aggressive combat style.
Yeah, whereas I quite like the methodical kind of Dark Souls combat, and even in 3, like when they speed it up a lot. 3 was great, but I kind of love Dark Souls 1 for how slow it is.
So I got a question for you guys then. So what are you most excited for from Elden Ring? Because Ben, I know that you've been so hyped for this since as long as I can remember. So what is it that you just cannot wait for?
I'll let you go first then.
So personally, it's like ever since they announced Elden Ring, I was like excited for it, but it was really once they showed that I don't remember where they showed this, but they showed the whole map and like the open worldness of it, and that was when I was like, all right, I'm in. Like this is the From version of an open world game where you're just riding around this jumpy thing, and like all of a sudden a dragon can swoop in out of nowhere, and then it's the Breath of the Wild style kind of map, which I've talked with Dave about this a lot. I'm kind of tired of the like climb this tower, it scans everything around you, and then you have icons on your map. I'm kind of bored of that open style. And Breath of the Wild did the thing where it's like, no, you're climbing the tower and you're gonna literally like look around and mark things on your map. And
so
for this to be like,
makes you do the legwork.
Exactly, it makes it much more like, oh, I'm gonna actually just like run around and explore. It gives me much more motivation to do that. And this seems to be kind of going like that route, which that's what has me excited. It's kind of like the From Breath of the Wild.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I think the open world stuff is the big driver. Like the one problem that I've got with the hype on this game, like Kirk, you said, Ben, I know you're massively hyped for this game, and I was like when I first saw the first trailer, I nearly cried. Like it was, I wanted this game so much, but now it gets closer to the time. Like the only thing with Souls games is if you're not fully committed to the bit, because you know how difficult it's going to be, you know how much of a slog and a grind it can be at times, like you drop off them hard. So I like when I played Bloodborne, I wasn't quite in the mood, and that then tarnishes your whole kind of experience with it.
Yeah, you got to be invested, haven't you? And
I'm just at this moment. If it was put in my hand right now, I don't want to play it, and that I want to get into the hype of it, but when it comes out.
To that end, then, do you think that as we get closer to it and it's more within reach and you see more from it, that will build you up for it, and then you'll go in hard, and then you'll have that.
I hope so, because that's what happened with Demon Souls. Have you guys played Demon Souls on PS5?
No, you know, I pre-ordered that, and it's still just sitting on my shelf, still in the plastic. It's
a fucking treat. Like Demon Souls, I think Demon Souls is. It's not baby Souls, but it's like it's the easiest Souls game, I think, and it's only 20 hours long, like roughly. The PS5 makes it easier because of it's got full range of movement and the loading time, so you can farm like areas and stuff really easily. Like I love Demon Souls. I think it's great. I think it's a great first. It's like literally the first Souls game, but I think it's right. I think it's a great entry point to anybody into Souls, because as well you don't need to worry about bonfires. It's just like individual areas. Yeah. It's great. I smashed that, and it was the same like what you're saying, Kirk. When the PS5 came out, I built my hype into playing Demon Souls, and then they couldn't put it down.
Yeah, I was going to say, I remember you wouldn't, I mean, in the nicest way possible, you wouldn't shut the fuck up about it, would you? So
I was banging on to, I banged on about it to you, didn't I?
Yeah.
Just, I mean, I did it in a few days.
You're totally right, though. Like, you have to go into these games in the right headspace at the right time. Because if you're not going to, like, really dive into it, if you're, like, kind of putting it down here and there, jumping around between games, it doesn't work like that.
That's me.
Yeah. I think a lot of people turn off Dark Souls because, and I had to learn this. I think we all learn this the hard way. If you like play one through, that dying is not failure. Like dying is progression in its different way, and it's teaching just a different way of looking at things.
Yeah.
And if you can have that kind of, if you die and you just go, huh, okay. rather than fuck you, then you'll get on a lot better, I think.
Oh yeah, totally. You have to, every time you die, you have to instead of getting mad, which it happens still, like
Yeah.
but you
Oh
have
Christ,
to try
on
and
a
be
boss,
like
last hit.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But you still like when you die, you have to try and look at it as like, all right, so what killed me there? How did it kill me? And what can I do different? It's a very unique gaming thing.
Yeah, when it first came out, I think it was 2010 or 11 or something, and for the first Dark Souls where it kind of hit the mainstream more, and it was almost revolutionary, I think, with people. Not this style of game, this hard game, like people hadn't really seen that, and it has now filtered through to things like Jedi Fallen Order, like where they take that formula, and especially with the combat difficulty, because that, you say you completed that on easy. I played it on easy too. Like, it's fucking hard, that one.
Ben, you play every fucking game on easy mode.
Well, where I can, if I sometimes like I just want to play a game for the story or something. Don't be a gatekeeper, Kirk. Come on. This is
As long as we're all
necessary.
having a good time, that's all that matters.
Yeah, I thought that's what you're all about, Kirk. That's what you're all
guys.
about on Twitter. Fucking
Don't.
positivity.
Yeah, I am.
Kirk,
So,
don't
you
beat
know,
him up emotionally too.
Exactly. Only physically.
Yeah. Only the ones that can heal.
That's Kirk's biggest. He'll fuck you up physically, but then he gets in your head too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's his MO. That's his MO.
Guys,
that's
I've
his
got.
thing.
I have no friends. I have no friends anymore. Like I latch onto other people. I fuck them up, and then I just move on to the next lot. It's like just yeah.
Kirk, that's why you spent Christmas on your own, right?
That is true.
Who's buying this?
Speaking of having no friends, I think a lot of people are not going to have friends after they get involved with Starfield. Hey, see what I did there?
Well, you've segued that right up. Which
Yeah.
is good. It's good. Right. Okay, we're on to a big hitter, aren't we? An Xbox exclusive.
Yeah.
This one. Yeah. Sorry, you guys go. You guys take this one.
This is gonna be more Dave because like I need to see more still.
I've been waiting for. I love sci-fi. It took me. I got really into Skyrim, and I think it took me like 3 or 4 tries in Fallout 3 to even like get into it because I just couldn't feel it. I've been waiting for that sci-fi big open RPG adventure for as long as I can. And when Outer Worlds came out, I was extremely excited, but I need more. And I think Starfield's going to be wonderful when it comes out in 2023.
Yeah.
Do you know what?
Yeah,
I'm so glad you said that because it's not coming out next year.
Not at all.
No.
I tell you what, when they put a release date, like a very specific 11th of November release date on something like over a year in advance or whatever,
Well,
that is
you
so
remember,
dangerous.
You remember I said, Ben, it was because I believe that was the Skyrim 10th anniversary that the
20th
set there.
Which is the whole reason why they did that, just to be special and be like, look, we're doing it again, but it's not going to land.
It's not.
Yeah, it's so tough to set that date, and then I think you're right. I think it'll slip. But did you like the Outer Worlds?
I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. The writing, it was that Bethesda gameplay that we all missed.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it because I wasn't really a massive. I never really played Fallout. I played a bit of Fallout 3, but I didn't really hook onto it. Kind of like what you were saying.
Eddie
so
did, though, didn't he? He loved it.
Eddie and Pete both love Fallout. But Outer Worlds is kind of probably my entry into that kind of world.
It's funny, too, because when people look back at Fallout, most people remember Fallout New Vegas, which isn't even a Bethesda product. It's Obsidian as well.
Yeah.
Which is another reason why Outer Worlds did so well, because they knew what they were doing.
Yes, exactly. They knew what they're doing. I think, I don't know, like Bethesda, if it wasn't for the Microsoft acquisition, I think at this point with Bethesda, you might be thinking like, who knows whether they're going to be producing a good game now.
Right.
Because they haven't really done an awful lot. They Fallout 76 and all that kind of stuff. They've kind of fallen off the wagon. Mm-hmm. But I think with the acquisition by Microsoft, I'd like to think this can't fail. Like, especially when Halo had such a bad initial showing like a year ago.
Right.
I'd like to think that
they're not gonna let it fail, are they? They it might not even come out in 2023, to be honest. But based on how seriously, because with how ambitious this game is and what they're saying it's going to be to to us as gamers and whatnot. I don't think it's gonna. I think they need more time. And
they're saying this is Skyrim in space, aren't they? So,
yeah, I mean, one
that
thing
sounds amazing.
Granted, this is a rumor, but it was from a credible source, if I remember correctly, is that they're anticipating having like several different worlds that you can go to, and there will be fully fledged worlds as well. I mean, one world or two worlds would be like enough. If they're doing several, are you telling me that they're going to get all this completed in time? I unlikely, in my opinion.
Well, who knows how long they've been working on this, though? I mean,
10 years.
Yeah, there were a lot of rumors, like years before it was actually announced, right?
They said that they've been wanting to do a sci-fi RPG for like 20, 25 years.
Yeah.
So
this is the first new IP in like 20, 25 years, isn't it?
Pretty
From
much.
Bethesda?
Ever since picking up Fallout in like 2008 or so.
I think the biggest thing for me on this is, I mean, Bethesda have needed a new game engine.
Oh, fuck yeah. Gamebryo can go fuck
ever.
itself, dude.
Yeah, it needs a fucking new engine. Like the new Fallouts or Fallout 76 was done on the same one as fucking Skyrim. Like they needed something else. I mean, they've got their distinctive kind of style. I mean, even with Deathloop, they did that on the Void engine, which is different from what the Skyrim one was. It's still got their style. Like they've still got that very, very Bethesda, Arcane, whoever in Bethesda is doing it. It's still that same style. But this one is using their new engine, their Creation Engine 2, which is the same one that's going to be used for the new Elder Scrolls. So finally, we're getting an upgrade. Like there's going to be something that looks better. Because I would be, if this was still going on that same old fucking Skyrim engine, you'd be like, oh, Jesus Christ. It's next gen. So it's about time. I think that's probably the most exciting thing, because I think all the trailers we've seen, or the trailer, that was produced in Game Engine as well. So, like, and it looks so much better than anything else in this kind of genre that they've done previously.
It does.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, that's definitely a fair point. But to your point on next gen, shall we talk about the next one? Oh wait, that's not next gen, is it? That's cross generation.
Oh,
as well.
very good. Okay,
sorry,
made a nice little
nice.
nice.
Right, Dylan,
nice
do you
segue
want to tell us what you were going to touch base on this with at the beginning, weren't you, with Horizon? But
yeah,
what's your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, same kind of idea with God of War Ragnarok. Like I really enjoyed the new direction for God of War that they took. And I'm I will say I'm probably more excited for this than Horizon, but it's still kind of in the same boat where I'm going in and I'm like, I know the type of game I'm going to get now.
Yeah.
So that's why like sequels, like I am excited, but for like absolute hype for next year, like, which we'll touch base on still a little bit from now, it's like new IPs or different directions for games that already exist.
Yeah, I feel the same, because I have like no hype for this game. Like I know, so we're hoping that this comes out when, kind of like November next year. Is that?
I'd say
is that when we're kind of thinking?
They want to hit the holiday season, won't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like it's a long way away, and you're right. Like we've played God of War. There was one thing that I always said about God of War. Like I played it, I enjoyed it, really liked it. It was good. It was a good game. But I never wanted to go back and replay it.
Yeah, I had the same thing, because I played the 2018 version as well. It was actually the first game that I played on my PS4 Pro when I got it, and I couldn't put it down when I did it. The combat was so smooth and tight. Just everything looked fantastic. The story was very compelling, but it was something that it was a one and done thing for me. And to your point, Dylan, saying about what you're going to get, Ragnarok is going to be exactly the same, just a bit prettier and just continuing the story. So, like, obviously that's exciting, but it's just God of War 2.0, isn't it? Or even 1.5, really, because it's much of the same, just with a few bells and whistles.
Yeah, what do you think, Dave? Have you got different?
So,
or are you on the same?
I definitely agree gameplay wise, but when I look at Ragnarok specifically for me, it's the narrative and the cinematography that is where my hype is. because we get a little older Atreus, we get a little older. Like you're seeing them grow as characters. What I want out of this is what I got out of Last of Us 2, which is just character progression. I want to know what these people are doing, how it's gonna go, and I'm a sucker for like the one take that they did in 2018, and I would love to see how the cinematography is gonna go around with this one.
Yeah, the cinematography was fantastic. That one shot was like just insane, and
right in the beginning
really
when he fucking punches Kratos and he goes flying over the house and he lands. That I love that scene so much.
Is that because you're a violent man? No, I'm joking. I'm joking. That's me.
You should see me at work.
It is funny because like you re-bring back the memory of that scene, and even you just saying that kind of just got me a little more excited.
It's so because you don't expect it. He's like, "Hey, I'm at your house and I'm looking for something," and Chris was like, "Fuck you, get out of my house." And he's like, "All right, I'm gonna beat you up," and you just fucking sends him, and it's like, what?
So I think you've done two. Well, you're right with that scene. Like you build up the hype a little bit more. And you're like, there were cool moments. And when you said that it's all in one take, it was actually that was fucking cool.
So cool.
So I remember. So
and
when
it was the scale. It was the scale of things as well. I can't remember what the kind of lake snake looking thing was. What I can't remember what it was. It's the thing that moved the dial around.
Oh, the world?
Yeah.
Thing.
But when it came towards you, you just fucking got a huge sense of how big it was. And there were certain boss battles that you had as well. Like with the dragon, for example. They managed to make you look so fucking small in comparison so that you really did have a grand scale of how big this fucking boss was. And it still did it all with one take. There was no cuts. There was just they did it so fucking well.
And I'm a sucker for that narrative stuff. And when you mentioned like The Last of Us 2 and the character progression there, and actually, I thought, Last of Us 2 I thought was an absolute masterpiece in storytelling. And this does go down that route. And I think you're right. That is where the hype is. What doesn't hype me up is seeing that fucking annoying kid and then throwing that axe from distance all the fucking time because I can't go in close because I'll get meleeed the fuck out of.
You're not a fan of Atreus? You're not a fan of this whiny little ways?
Like the repetitive combat and that whining kid. Like,
I mean, he's going to be a teenager now, so...
Yeah, so it'll be even... So there'll be like more dialogue. More whining dialogue.
I didn't mind Atreus. There was definitely a portion of that game where Atreus really fucking sucked.
They have to show you that he's a whiny little piece of shit, but he does get better.
He does.
He realizes that like, respect is a thing. I may be a god, and like I gotta protect myself because Dad's stuck.
The scene I remember is when he kills a god for the first time, and he goes fucking ham, doesn't he, on him? And he's like,
he takes out the troll. He's like swiping him. It's like, that's what you get, piece of shit.
Like, Jesus Christ, calm down, man. What's wrong with you? Fucking.
But you tell a kid he's a god, he's not going to get any less whiny. Come on.
Well, he's not just a god, is he?
He's like the god, kind of.
Yeah, he's. So, well, I don't think it's spoilers at this point.
No, he's Loki. You just say it.
Yeah, he's Loki. He's Loki. Let's just. It's not. I mean, it's years ago. Come on.
It doesn't pass the 5-year rule, but I mean, it's God of War.
Yeah.
So I guess kind of continuing with the spoilers, but do we think that this could did you guys like go to like the secret ending of God of War?
No, I didn't.
I got an ending.
Right.
I mean, I don't know if it was really
I never played it
secret
again.
is the word.
Yeah. So like the game ends and whatnot, you come back out, and if you travel back home, you take a little nap, and then you wake up, and it says years later, and you're like, "What the fuck's going on?" And you come out and open your door, and Thor is just chilling there, pissed off.
Oh,
I mean,
no,
granted.
Yeah.
What? I didn't know this.
No,
yeah,
I think
after you beat
I
the
saw something
game.
on YouTube for it. I didn't do it myself.
Yeah, because Kratos is like,
YouTube.
it's time to go home, boy.
Yeah. To which they don't give you like an objective or anything. He just says it's time to go home and nothing. You just free roam. But if you do go home, there's like a little cutscene where you go to bed and you wake up and he's just waiting there and there's lightning all around and he moves his cloak out of the way. You just see the hammer. And it's just it feels real good.
So do we think this opens with a fight with Thor? Mm-hmm. Like, does it just pick up from that moment?
Will. I bet it.
Oh, what, as a continual one take?
Yeah,
that would be awesome.
You said,
that would actually be really cool.
You said years later as well, didn't you? So obviously,
so that
gives Atreus the chance to grow up, as we know he's grown up a bit now. And yeah, I reckon you're right. So the second game's going to start off where the first game started off.
Oh man, I feel like I've ruined it. Not doing that. Not going back.
It's that little voice inside of you. It's like, yeah, go home real quick. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, I kind of had that too. Where it was like, the game was done, but it was like, I feel like I should go home for like that closure of it.
I kind of thought, I really should go home and turn off this game. So yeah, we both had the same kind of calling, I suppose, in different ways.
All right.
No, I just thought the combat was like, I don't know.
I'll tell you what. So
it was fun to do, but
so I'm gonna take Starfield out of this because it's not coming next year. But out of the four that we've just spoken about, Ragnarok's probably my most hyped.
Probably.
Yeah, it is probably most hyped because it's very far away. I mean, I don't know. Like, I know the one that I should love the most will be Elden Ring. So
yeah, well, you can tell us in a couple of months, can't you?
Yeah.
I will.
No, I'm with you on that. I'm more hyped for Elden Ring too.
Yeah.
Well, you can tell us in a couple of months as well, can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I will.
So at the end of February, listen to both podcasts and you'll hear exactly what's going on. Plug. Yeah. So okay. So those are the big hitters. Those are the system sellers. I don't think we've missed any huge ones. But what we'll do now, I think, let's go around and pick some other ones. What have you got any specific ones that you're looking forward to that maybe not the biggest, but they're the ones that you're keeping your eye on? Let's start. Dave, have you got any? Dylan or Dave? Either.
So this one popped up out of nowhere. Redfall by Arcane. Very little has been shown about it. There have been leaks out the wazoo. So much stuff has come out, and it just looks Borderlands, just looter shooter, running around, like Dead Island, like open world style, fucking just looter. Give it to me, That's what I want.
Yes. I looked at this today because I saw you put this down in in your list, and I was like, okay, this I know the name of the game. I know it's vampires. Let's have a look. And am I right in saying it? You could do it single player, you could do it multiplayer, you could team up, and it is just like a go in, get out, it's a looter.
Yeah.
And I'm up for this. After seeing the stuff today, I was like, okay, now I've read about the game, because I think what the problem was I just saw a cinematic trailer months ago and just went, I have no fucking idea what this game is.
Yeah, but you saw vampires and you're like, I'm in.
Yeah, I'm fucking in, Kirk. I'm all in. It's a vampire. Of course I'm in, but give me a bit more. But now I hear this, looter shooter, and I think, yeah, I could do this. If it's single player and multiplayer.
Yeah, I mean, that's good. Yeah, it gives you the option to do either or. I don't like it when there are games which force you into one or the other when it's that kind of genre. It's like sometimes you just don't want to do it with other people. Sometimes you do want to do it with other people. At least you got the option.
Let's just clip that one, and we'll have that as a little sentence, and we'll start.
Yeah, well,
Is that coming to Game Pass? Is that an Xbox?
I think so.
It should be. It's an Xbox exclusive. So
yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I cannot.
Nice.
Looter shooters
it's
so
just
good.
It's just every time I talk about Game Pass, it kind of just blows my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
oh man, it's crazy.
It's such a crazy value.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's mental. It's absolutely mental. Now, our podcast is like we talk about Game Pass a lot, and now we've got Kirk on all full time. Obviously, he is pure Xbox fanboy, and it's sickening. But he's right.
Wait! No! Don't go skewing things. Okay, I'm a fanboy, but not in the traditional sense of being one of those guys that goes PlayStation sucks. Or
are you a fanboy?
You're on
yes
Twitter,
or no?
Aren't you? Like replying to every PlayStation tweet, just. You have games. It's all about Xbox.
Bashing.
That is exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah.
No, you're right. You've caught me out. I've been caught red-handed. I'm fucked.
To be honest, me, Pete, and Eddie, we provide the balance to Kirk's obvious fanboy.
I'm trying to get us a sponsorship with Xbox. Okay.
He's trying hard. He is really caning it.
I mean, granted, if I had to lean one way, I'm a huge Xbox boy.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. To be honest, at the moment, I was pure PlayStation, but now with Game Pass, I pick up my PlayStation controller every day, and the PlayStation controller, pick up my Xbox controller every day, and the PlayStation one just it's kind of been sat
gathering
there.
Dust.
Yeah.
Kind of for the moment.
Well, maybe
That'll
you
flip.
could buy some new faceplates for your PlayStation console and get a matching controller. So
Could do that.
reinvigorate the way it looks, so you want to play it more.
Yeah, I don't think that's the reason.
Well,
I did buy
catty, wasn't
after hearing you guys talk about Chorus. I did buy Chorus. It's ready and waiting.
That is something. That's a sleeper right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, I've got it. So I heard it and I thought, yeah, let's get on that bad boy. And it's quite cheap as well. It wasn't like a full price
No,
game.
but it is like it's what, 20 to 30 hours, I said?
Between like 15 and 30.
Okay,
Like,
yeah, so,
Depending on
like-
if you want to do the side stuff, there's a lot of content there.
Yeah, and you said you're into aerial combat and you hadn't played a Star Fox game. I've got a game for you, Starlink Battle for Atlas. Have you played that?
I have not played it. I have the entire like box thing. It's on my entertainment center over here. I have the little ship, but I've never actually played it yet.
There's a little side segue in what we're talking about, but yeah, get on that. That's you can play all as Fox McCloud on the Switch. So it's something.
Guys, if you saw my backlog, you'd have no idea.
Well, I had to play that game because I spent well over £100 on everything on that game.
Ben likes to spend
it's a secret
money,
shame.
and that means he has to invest time into what he's bought.
It's a secret shame, but I did spend a lot of money on that game that then rattled down to about a £5
Ben,
pretty quickly.
It's not
But
it's not
Yeah, it happens.
That's how it goes.
yeah. Anyway, other big games. Dylan, have you got a big game you want to talk about?
Well, I don't know if it's big. It's big to me. Doke V. Ever since that was shown at that was Summer Games Fest, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I still don't fully comprehend what I'm seeing every time I look at anything from that game. I just know I want it. I need to have
me too.
that game in my hands. I need to be skateboarding, but also floating and then dancing with not Pokemon, but kind of Pokemon. Like I don't know what's happening, but I need it.
There seem to be about 6 ways to travel around in that game, and
that we know.
That's
of.
awesome. That's awesome.
That's all they've shown. I'm sure there's more.
Isn't this the game which you said this is what Pokemon should look like?
Yeah. Oh man, when I saw this and like when you first see it, you're like, why doesn't Pokemon look like this? Like, come the fuck on! You make so much money out of Pokemon.
Bro,
just
don't get
and then these guys just rock up and
just Dave will flip a table over here.
Okay.
You'll get him angry.
Bullshit,
yes, come on, unleash the beast.
Oh, no, I will start yelling. You know me, I'll yell all the time.
You are a yeller.
I am.
But yeah, I saw this and I was like, come on, like. And I actually thought the first time we saw this that the graphics were insane. Like, I thought this was some of the best graphical kind of demonstration that I'd seen in ages. It was so good.
There's also something about it's. This is kind of a weird me thing, and I brought this up in the past. But there's something about like being in a city that you could just explore when it's daytime and not nighttime specifically. Something about that is like super appealing to me. It's one of the reasons where, like, when I'm playing Yakuza, it's just daytime and I'm running around doing activities. There's something about that appeals
that is
to
niche.
Me.
That is.
I know
niche.
it's. I have some me things, but this was hitting that vibe for me.
Welcome to GameStop. Hey, do you guys have any daytime games?
Yeah, that is real niche. That is. I've never heard that ever.
Yeah.
Like, if something hasn't got a day-night cycle, I'm like, I don't know, but you're like,
you're all about those fucking day-night cycles, aren't you?
Exactly. Furious with Halo.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It has a day-night cycle, you fucking idiot.
Does it?
Yes.
Can't remember.
It's because you were playing on easy mode and you completed it too quickly.
Right. Yeah, I definitely wasn't, but that's cool. That's cool. Kirk, have you got a game?
Yeah, got a game. I mean, it's one of the. It's going to be a AAA one. Saints Row. I'm looking forward to. Now, this was meant to originally come out in February, but they delayed it till August 23rd now, which is a good thing because February's looking pretty packed anyway, as we've already established.
Was it the same day as Elden Ring?
I think
Everything
it was
coming out within that week, from like the 18th to the 25th. There was like 3, 4, 5 things coming out.
Yeah. So,
yeah, it would have got absolutely stomped.
I mean, it's definitely the games that are coming out in February already are in stiff competition with each other, aren't they? So it's definitely the kind of game that would get put to the wayside. But especially as it's a soft reboot for the franchise as well, I think it was a great decision to delay it.
Absolutely.
So it's basically what they've done is I love the direction that the Saints games went, because they just were fucking crazy and just completely manic, but they were fun. The story was just bonkers, but it was great at the same time. And just some of the stuff that you could do in the game, like, I don't know why aliens had to come down and you had to fight off aliens, but it happened and I loved it. So, but what they've done now is it seems like they're kind of taking it to the more grounded roots of 1 and 2, and it's going to have some of the kind of, insaneness of the 3rd and 4th game, but not so much that gone that way. So what we've seen looks fantastic, and I think it's just going to be something that we can play that's fun, and essentially that's what I've got.
I mean, there's no other way they could have done this new Saints Row without rebooting it. They sped shit up way too fast. 2 is fantastic. 3 went a little crazy, but was still good. 4 started to reuse assets and just needed a money grab. Granted, The Gat Out of Hell had a 6-minute musical part that I was in love with. But besides that, it went up way too fast. You're fighting the devil. You got to get grounded again. And this is a perfect 2-3 balance that just brings the wackiness, but your gangs again. That's the whole point of this. You're fighting for territory. Yeah,
that's it, isn't it? So, I mean, the good thing is, the good thing with Saints Row, I know when the first one came out, it was compared a lot to GTA at the time, wasn't it? But what they had to do was kind of carve out their own kind of path for them to take, and that's basically what they did, didn't they, Dave, with the games that came out afterwards. But
yeah,
I think with no GTA on the horizon, let's be honest, it's probably not going to come for another 10 years if they get their own way. There is that kind of space now for them to go back to something like that, because what is their competition now?
Really nothing, honestly. And if you can say the same thing about Outer Worlds and Fallout, that there's those specific type of games where you're up to the person's face and talking, that kind of RPG, they really don't make them anymore. So when it comes to those Saints Row GTA style games, the heavy hitters, no one's really trying to come out and put theirs out there, and that's what we need more of.
Yeah. Is it? I assume this is a controversial opinion and objectively wrong to say. Doesn't it just look a bit shit? It's always been that kind of.
It has a very specific style. It's always been a little cartoony with a little realism, because you got to be able to do some fun, stupid shit. But
do you know what it is? It's like Halo. If you compared Halo's art style to COD.
I know what you mean. What you mean. It's not trying to be real, but Saints Row for me was always that kind of game that I never really wanted to play, because it was always kind of it wasn't AAA. It was always kind of. It was a B-tier game for me.
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't know.
You're allowed an opinion.
When they reboot... I am, Kirk. Thank you very much for validating that. But
Kirk will allow you to have an opinion today.
Thanks, Kirk. Cheers, mate. But it just looks a bit shit, and I don't think it'll do very well. I hope it does. I hope all games do well, but I think
I don't think anything else is meant to be coming out in August at the moment, so it'll probably do as well as it can do, because where's the competition?
True.
Yeah.
I will say, Dylan, as someone who's only played Saints Row 4, which didn't hook me at all, I'm actually kind of excited for this. And a lot of that is just the co-op nature of it, especially as my girlfriend's gotten more into gaming. We're keeping our eyes out for that more. But
nice.
I think if they were clearly going for realism with the visuals, and they missed pretty bad. But I kind of like the cartoony style.
Yeah, I think it's fair.
Yeah. Okay.
What about you, Ben? What have you got?
I've got... this one's on Game Pass, so that automatically makes it a banger.
I'm in. I'm sold.
But Stalker 2, it comes out, I think it's the 8th of April. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's early April. Yeah, I think I'll be massively honest about this one. I haven't played the first one, and I don't really know. I know it's a survival kind of horror game. I don't really know too much about it, but it reminds me kind of everything that I've seen of like the Metro games, or Metro Exodus at least, and it kind of got that feel about it. And I'm hyped for it. It looks amazing. Like the actual graphical kind of look at the game seems insane.
It's the setting as well, isn't it? Because it's Chernobyl.
It is that it's that setting. Like it's kind of that familiar kind of with the, especially having recently a couple of years ago played Metro Exodus, and it's just that's all in the mind kind of thing.
I mean, if I'm correct, I'm pretty sure the people that made Stalker 1, the original developers broke away and created 4A Games, which is the Metro guys.
Oh right, okay, well that makes perfect sense then. And Stalker 1, like, people still play that. Like, I know there's like 3. I don't really understand it, but there's like modified versions of the game. I think there's like 3 Stalkers, but people still play it, and I don't know how, because I thought it was like a single player game or whatever. But maybe they just mod it. But I'm up for this one because I'm jumping on the hype train of other people. Like the train is rolling, and I'm running alongside and jumping in. Yeah, exactly. I'm all in. So. Yeah, I'm really. Does anybody else know anything more about?
I'm pretty sure the games have stories. Like, I'm pretty sure the first one has like an actual like story campaign. I know the second one has to, but I love those Metro games. Even though Exodus wasn't my favorite, I love the Metro games, and just seeing more of that Chernobyl radiation survival gameplay that just worked really well. And with Metro Exodus looks so good.
Yeah. I think it was that. I think if I hadn't played the Metro games, I'd still be really intrigued. But this is just feeding off that for me. So yeah, Stalker 2 looking like a goodie.
Should be.
Yeah, have we got any more on that one? Because I know there are loads coming, and there are some. There's some other decent ones.
Dylan, Dave, that's a cue for you to say something else.
That's a cue, baby.
Dave, do it.
Oh my god, I'm working on it, man.
Just do it, man.
So, all right, I'm picking my pace up where I left it off. Looter shooters, Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. I like Borderlands.
Okay.
I can't stop playing these games. They're so good.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think him liking Borderlands is a bit of an understatement.
Yeah,
Does he love it?
Oh, you're all in.
Would he marry it if he could?
I have, looking at my game wall, I have numerous copies of the game on numerous platforms. Collector's editions out the wazoo. No tattoos yet. Yet.
Good.
Yeah, the key word there is yeah.
Like that.
Yeah. I got like 700 hours in 2, 300 hours in 3. I could play these games over and over and over and over, and I have and I will.
You're all in.
I'm all in.
So you think Tiny Tina's Wonderland's going to be shit then, yeah?
Oh my god, it's gonna be so shit in such a good way possible. I love magic shit too. This is all magic and spells and more Borderlands, and you can't go wrong with that.
I mean, I liked the background music on the trailer. That baby metal stuff was.
Yeah.
I like that. I'm all in on that. I mean, I also like the DokeV music too much.
Dave,
But
I am not sure if you've heard my opinions on this game, but I'm not hyped for this at all. And don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna shit on your parade here, because everyone's allowed to enjoy what they want. But it just does nothing for me in the slightest, and I cannot stand her voice. That is one.
Did you hear that from Kirk there? That you're allowed to enjoy it if you want.
Yeah,
He allowed that.
Yeah. He's allowing this one too.
I see what's
Absolutely
going
agreeable. Especially since this is almost a continuation of their old Borderlands 2 DLC, Assault on Dragon Keep. So not only it's 13-year-old Tina again, which if you didn't grow up and like spend time with her, she causes the aggression that Ava from Borderlands 3 causes. So
I think this game is doing a great thing in its marketing about appealing to people who haven't necessarily got into Borderlands before. So Borderlands 3, when that came out, like, I think it appealed very much to Borderlands fans, but I don't think it was doing a lot to garner a new audience. But they're kind of almost, because they're focusing on the Borderlands 2 DLC and a continuation of that, it's almost rebranding it in a way to bring new people. My girlfriend's like, oh, I really want to play Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. She's never played Borderlands. I mean, I think she's gone and bought Borderlands off the back of Tiny Tina, but she really wants to play it. So it's I think it's doing a great job at trying to bring in a new audience as well as its old audience.
It's a very difficult thing when it comes to Borderlands, because something exciting about Wonderlands is how it is connected, but in its own way, completely separate, like a full release game on its own that'll have its own DLCs and whatnot. But
yeah,
Borderlands really blew up with 2. Everyone knows Handsome Jack, pretty much top 10 greatest villains of all time. You can't really get better than Borderlands 2. You can only just try to do something different, which was Borderlands 3. And in a way, the people that are so connected to the community, that's all they fucking do. You see these streamers with 8,000 hours on these games, that's their fucking job. Now, I love it, but there's no way I could play that much. So you're going to make 3 more quality life changes and whatnot for those people that are there. But Wonderlands is going to be something special. It's not only throwing like D&D inspiration, but like a new version of it, trying to bring in all those new people, and we're still having that core Borderlands nature to it.
Well, to be honest, you talking about it makes me interested.
I love Borderlands, man. I could talk forever.
That's the thing that is kind of intriguing, getting me interested in Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, is that like D&D and kind of fantasy setting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because like I've tried Borderlands a few times and it doesn't hook me. Like the humor doesn't do it for me. The gameplay is fun, but I get kind of bored of the loop. But there's I'm seeing Tiny Tina as just that setting and the style of it. Like I'm much more into like that fantasy style.
Granted, he said a lot of these same things when Borderlands 3 was coming out.
Did I? Was I interested in 3? I don't remember.
Hey, look, this looks different. It doesn't look like desert. Oh, there's a big thing coming out.
Oh,
Oh,
okay,
the comedy
I guess I didn't
sucks.
say
This
that.
game's stupid.
Stupid.
Do you know what? That's probably what happened with Ben as well. He'd be like, "Oh, do you know what, Dave? You're making me hyped for it. Come out and be like, nah, this is dog shit. I'm not playing it."
Yeah, I'm definitely not going to buy it. I might. I might play my girlfriend's copy. But to me, it was the Baby Metal soundtrack. That's okay. If that's not there constantly, I'm out.
I hope so. Music's always been a big thing with Borderlands from like the get-go.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for marketing. So if something's marketed well,
we all know
I'm
how
a day one guy.
Cyberpunk went, don't we?
Yeah, I thought that was going to be the greatest game ever. So, and I still maintain it's a very good game.
It's a very good
You
game.
know,
If you had
it's a good game.
it is a good game.
It's a good game for a single playthrough.
Yeah. If you had a Series
Yeah.
X or a good PC or a PS5.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we all do here.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
We do.
Yeah, perfect.
Right, Dylan, have we got a game?
Yeah, Ghostwire Tokyo.
Yes.
This game from the beginning, when they first showed it off, it was just kind of like a cinematic trailer where people were just like disappearing, and that was immediately just kind of like, okay, it's kind of a weird horror mystery thing. I'm kind of into it. And then they showed gameplay, which was completely different and kind of bonkers. Just like the weird first-person hand magic shooting shit. And you're fighting these Slender Man-looking enemies with umbrellas or something. Like the whole thing is, I want it.
I know. I feel that I love this game. Looks awesome. This game looks properly awesome. I love the setting. I love that kind of like Tokyo, Japan stuff. Like I'm a sucker for, all the Persona games and stuff because of that. So it's
I mean, totally.
Yeah, I love that. I love kind of horror games which are very action focused. Apart from Resident Evil 8, that kind of sucked. Jesus. But apart from
don't
That's a
even.
good game.
Sorry.
That's a good game.
Yeah.
What's this?
Guys, go on. Just say what you need to say to him because he is an absolute dickhead.
No, it's we've got different opinions. I'm allowed to have that.
You're not allowed to. No, you're not allowed an opinion on this one.
That one crossed the line.
Yeah, needed.
You went
to
too
be
far
better.
with
Anyway,
this one.
No, I think I said at the time, I'm not actually saying it's a bad game. Just what they were trying to do, it wasn't worth doing.
Fucking hell.
But let's move on from that one. Ghostwire Tokyo. It's a good game. No, it looks good.
It does. It seems like a very cool blend of like creepy horror. Like every time they show a new enemy or creature, or whatever you want to call it, like they look like creepy and scary. And then you're suddenly in this
Slender
crazy
Man looking
action.
ones. those Slender Man looking ones are creepy, and there's they've got women as well, isn't there? Haven't they?
Yeah,
With,
that was the newer one they've showed. Well, not
the black
not too
hair
newer at this
just
point,
kind of
but-
floating around and stuff. It's like things like that are. It's very like kind of like Silent Hill-esque, or like old like Japanese movies, like horror movies and stuff.
Totally,
I think
yeah.
they're bringing that kind of vibe to it, aren't they?
Is this a PlayStation exclusive?
I
I
think it's a timed exclusive.
Yeah.
Timed. Okay. Yeah, because I think I remember seeing it at a PlayStation event, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when they first announced it and kind of talked about it some more. Yeah, I think it's a timed exclusive.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I think that's going to be good for PlayStation. I think this could be a little sleeper hit. If it's a solid like 8 out of 10 plus, I think this could be a good one to get that kind of PlayStation kick started. No, they've got the. I feel a little bit bad because of so many people wanting PS5s, and I see them all getting when somebody gets one, they're so excited and stuff, and I just think like, I wish some of these games had come a bit earlier. I wish there was more out there for people to get their kind of teeth.
That's okay.
into.
They're doing now cross-generational games, aren't they? So as we've already established.
I know, but then that just means like, let's say Horizon comes out or something like that, and people play it on the old one, and they probably have their mind blown a bit more playing it on the PS5.
Yeah, I get that.
It's frustrating because you kind of get that with every single console generation, but specifically this time around, it's real complicated and more frustrating.
Dave, don't tell Ben I said this, although he's listening. He has a Series S at the moment, and he wants a Series X because the amount of times that I've said that the games look a lot better on the Series X compared to his S, he's just like, oh fuck, I need to get a Series X now, don't I?
Yeah, but I tell you what, I'm going to be fucking furious when they look exactly the same.
Yeah, they're not going to look exactly the same.
I'm going to be absolutely livid.
I do apologise about that. My Siri just went off, so I do.
She's always listening.
She is always listening.
She's always listening.
She said she didn't understand what the fuck Ben was talking about.
Right.
So-
yeah. it's because Kirk takes photos on his Series X and then says that, this is what it looks like, even though those like in-game photos that are taken have so much fucking post-processing to them. They're bound to look awesome.
I mean, granted, I love my Series X.
Yeah.
And
great,
granted, I wish I had one.
Yeah, so shut the fuck up.
Look, the only reason I have an S and not an X is because I had a very stressful work meeting, and 10 minutes before, I was like, you know what would make me feel better? No, whether this meeting goes bad or good, if I just buy a Series S beforehand.
There you go.
So I bought it. I just thought, throw money at the problem and make myself emotionally feel better.
No matter what, I'm going to be happy today.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I did, and that's why I have one.
Well,
so
I'm gonna do.
We all wish we have an X.
I'm going to do another segue here. I got two ways I could do this. I could talk about it making me happy, or I could talk about the fact we were talking about Xbox consoles, and this is coming to Game Pass. But something that I'm looking forward to is Party Animals. So
I saw this on your list.
yeah, do you know what I said about it when it was shown at E3 last year at the Xbox showcase, and it just looks like stupid, mindless fun, and that's what I want, because I don't think there's an official release date for it yet. I think it's supposed to be like June or July, but it is coming day one to Game Pass. But it's basically a party style game where you fight with other players as your fuzzy animals, but they look stupid as shit, and they have no emotion to their like faces. They're expressionless basically, but they just the physics of the game, like it's very like akin to like Fall Guys or something. But
Have you played
just meant
Gang Beasts?
I was just about to say that.
I have not.
Isn't this just a rip-off?
I haven't.
Okay, because when they showed this game, I was like, oh, this is Gang Beasts.
That's what I thought it was, like some DLC or something,
Same.
or like a skin.
I looked it up today and I was like, oh, isn't this Gang Beasts?
Yeah,
And then it's not.
I've not ventured into that game, I'm afraid. So
Just because this is Game Pass, pure Xbox fanboy comes out and just like, this is totally new and original. Yeah, this is the game that I'm really looking
I
forward
don't think
to.
I said it's new and original. I just said I was excited for it. So
Sure, yeah. I
I'm
heard
pretty
that.
sure you said this was the most unique looking game you've ever seen.
There's nothing
Dylan,
else like it.
don't do me dirty like that, mate. Come on, okay? Come on, man.
I heard it too. We're all in it. We're all in it together.
Fuck you guys.
Yeah, I'd never heard of this. Honestly, I'd never heard of it until I saw it on your list and I looked it up today and I was like,
Look, I think it's just going to be one of those games that I can just get involved with, have a bit of fun when I don't want to like dive into something that's a bit heavier to play, and I just want to have a good time. So that's it. That's all. What about you, Ben?
Yeah, we're just attacking them for wanting to have a good time.
Should we move swiftly on to the endling?
You can enjoy whatever you like, Kirk. Yes. Endling. Did you guys see this in the Nintendo Indie Direct the other
Sorry,
week?
can I just say you don't like my little segue I did there?
Yeah. I appreciated it.
You were exhausting.
Cheers.
I didn't even notice the segue.
Nor did I actually. I just said yes to make him feel better. Anyway, did you guys see? Did you guys see the Indie Direct with Endling, the Fox game?
Yeah, immediately right up my alley.
Oh man,
Looks amazing.
I was like, that I thought it stole the show. Like, for those who didn't see it, like, it's like a ravaged land, which is ravaged by humans. You're the last fox, kind of, in existence, and you've got 3 cubs. And I think it's like almost a survival game with like decision making, moving around, teaching them different things. But I think different outcomes can happen. You can lose the cubs. I think it looks emotional. I think this is just
totally.
This is exactly my type of game, and it's got that indie kind of style to it. And I cannot wait.
Yeah, they framed it as like, depending on your decisions and what you do, like, hey, some of your little fox cubs might die.
Yeah,
and
can you imagine?
That is totally like I'm like going into this prepared to cry.
Yeah,
I don't want to go into work
hurt.
crying and be like, my kid died.
Yeah, 3 of them actually.
3.
Like, what happens?
I can't bring them back.
The cubs, they've gone. What do you mean the cubs?
Yeah, well, they're gone, man. They're gone.
It's all my fault.
Yeah. No, I have a dog which is probably similar size to the cubs, so I'm feeling this one.
I love the art direction on this.
one.
It does look amazing.
Yeah, it does. It looks right up my street. After the direct, I immediately contacted the dev who was on that direct, and I was like, I need a copy of your game when it's when it's coming out. And he said, yeah, that's fine. Yeah. So look out for that review just before it comes out.
Nice.
As soon as that embargo is up.
Dave and Dylan
nice.
are now like, is that all you've got to do? Just contact the devs.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, should I message him because I want to?
I got a few devs on the side. You know.
Yeah, man, closed mouth doesn't get fed. So
Honestly.
But yeah,
got to ask for that game in advance.
You
to be fair, I was gone. Sorry.
You taking a clearly emotional story with it, like the Last Guardian. That I don't know if you guys played that. That made me cry 3 times.
I couldn't do it because the controls were.
Oh yeah, no, those were kind of wonky.
Yeah.
But it's just you take something with an animal and you make it emotional, and if that animal gets hurt even like the tiniest bit, I'm a wreck.
I know. Yeah,
Dude, I had
those
kind of. I mean, this is probably going to hit a lot harder because it's your cubs. But I had kind of similar vibes when I played Ori, because that has actually got like an emotional driven narrator to it as well. So, but
you know the dog. Do you ever play a Plague Tale?
I was just yep. That's the only thing sitting in my goddamn brain right now.
Nobody fucking references that.
No,
it's dog, man.
I'm like, it's right in the beginning, and it's unexpected, and it's just gone.
Yeah, absolutely. And nobody, and you haven't got time to emotionally process.
The game just started. You think
dog-
you're having a good time, and it's like, oh, hey, how you feeling?
Dog, done.
Dead. Whole.
Jesus,
Move on. Yeah, it's just that's the dog moment that sticks to me in gaming, where nobody allows you to process that one.
Nope.
You got to move on straight away.
Yep, it's like, all right, ready to start the game now? What do you mean?
Yeah, what do you mean? That's the whole game. The dog isn't supposed to die. If it dies at the end.
I need the credits already, man.
What the fuck? Yeah, I'm with you. But Endling looks good. Looks really good. So let's keep our eyes out for that one. Is that all of our? Not to break
Dave
down
and I
the
each have
4-4,
one
but
more. I don't know if we want to jump
Okay,
into
go for
every
it.
single
Yeah,
one.
go
Okay,
on, do it.
Yeah. Dave, you want
All right. Has anyone played any of the Shadow Warrior games?
No.
I haven't. I'm interested to hear what you got to say about it.
So Shadow Warrior 3, it's been delayed a few times, but it hopefully will be on its way out in 2022. Very similar to like the old Doom, Duke Nukem. Like Shadow Warrior was around during that time, early PC shooter games. And around 2013, it got a reboot. And with Shadow Warrior 1, I fell in love with it. just fast action gameplay. The comedy was stupid in like a very funny way. You just got this dude named Lo Wang. He's just trying to make some business deal, get this sword called the Nobit Surakage for his boss, and make his way out. Except demons start popping out. He's got this
demons.
Demon named Hoji in this mask who's his
happens.
best friend. They're going around. They have all these adventures.
worst.
The boss fights are insane. The second one picks it up with parkour, looter shooting, and all this stuff. And the third one seems to be just Doom
Looter
Eternal.
shooting, that's your thing,
You
isn't
love a
it?
looter
is.
shooter, don't you?
It is his thing.
It's
Absolutely.
Fuck.
And the third one,
Isn't the second one on Game Pass?
it might be. I think so.
Hang on, I'm in my office. I'll check. You carry on talking.
But I cannot wait for the third one. After Doom Eternal, this has got a grappling hook. Any game with a grappling hook, you got me.
I think about these games that what I have seen. I thought it was on Game Pass. And I thought it looked really the combat looked cool and it looked kind of gory. Is that right?
100%. Super fast paced, early like Doom shooter style, super gory. You're running around with guns and swords. You're just trying to make blood.
You can have a
happen.
samurai sword, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's that. Yeah. Okay. So it's Doom kind of style. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Well, with some
First one's
hit
on
or miss
console.
comedy.
Second one's on PC Game Pass.
PC Game Pass. Right. Yeah. Okay. I have seen these on Game Pass and I've been like, oh, that looks good, but I just didn't know anything about it.
I cannot wait. I've been waiting. And then I think it was around August or so, the dev put out, it's like, when you're only a few weeks away from releasing a release date trailer. Yeah, that was August, man.
Furious. Absolutely livid.
He's getting mad.
Good.
I'll be patient, though, because I cannot wait.
Let's move on before he starts flipping tables. What's the next one you got?
Yeah, I just had one more, which was Sonic Frontiers, which Sonic,
It's Sonic.
it's Sonic. I grew up playing the old Sonic games, and that's why like Sonic Mania happened, and that was cool.
Oh, mate, love that game.
But yeah, that's they actually made a good Sonic game.
Yeah.
But I grew up. So when I was growing up, my first console that wasn't one of my older brother's consoles was the GameCube, and they put the Sonic Adventure games from Dreamcast on there, and that's what did it for me. And looking back now, like obviously they look like shit and they're kind of hilarious, but as a kid I didn't know any better, so I loved those. So I have that like nostalgia, and this happens with every Sonic game where like they announce it, they put out trailers. I'm like, all right, I can get behind this one, and then it comes out as complete shit. But the idea of like an open world Sonic game where there's just this like bigger open map, which kinda is what the first Sonic Adventure was. It was kind of like smaller open areas. That has me excited, and it's a different way for Sonic to go. Now I'm kind of expecting this game to come out and be complete shit. But at the same time, I can't help it. I get excited for Sonic.
There does seem to be a lot of hype around this one, though. I've heard a lot of chatter with people saying that they're actually. I don't know what it is about it. I think it's like you said.
I thought that trailer was great. I thought that trailer was great, and I love how it kind of almost like they're trying to do that Breath of the Wild thing, and I kind of like that. The one thing that makes me hesitant and makes me think it might be a bit rubbish in the end is the fact that it's on the Switch, and I know that shouldn't, but it seems grand in the trailers. It looks great, and it looks like it could really be something. The first thing I looked for was, is this a PS5 and Series exclusive? It wasn't, so it's on PS4 and Xbox One, and then it's also on the Switch. And I thought, it can't be as good as what they're making out.
Well,
surely.
It's Sonic, but you also have to remember that the Breath of the Wild was on the Switch too, and that is like a complete masterpiece. So.
Well, are they doing a thing where it's actually coming to Switch, or is it going to be like streaming to Switch?
Oh yeah, could be cloud. Yeah, I suppose,
I'm not sure.
And that would change it up a little bit. I just think like graphically how it looked, and an open world, and I know Zelda did it, but I kind of feel because that was built for it, and the style, the graphical style, and everything, maybe it. It ran superbly and all that kind of stuff, but I just, I really like the look of it. I hope it works. It's the due a good 3D Sonic game. They're well past due date on that one. So
the thing for me with the Sonic games is, I just don't know if Sonic works in a 3D world. I just don't think he doesn't transfer over to 3D well, because you got to be quick. Like, it's the speed of him and just the way he goes around loops and just everything like that. I just don't think that translates well. But maybe that's...
Well, it hasn't yet.
Yeah, and how many 3D games have there been? I mean, don't get me wrong. I hope that this does do well, and I hope it's good. But obviously, with all the other 3D versions of Sonic games that we've had,
I think that's one of the things that kind of has me excited for this one more, is because those 3D ones, they're still trying to do the, like, you're running through this level, but you're moving kind of like forward, and when you're trying to move at a fast speed, you're just kind of like running into walls way more frequently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Whereas this looks like a much more open thing. So
yeah,
hopefully
right.
you could just like move around much more openly and freely and not have that problem.
Yes, I think you're probably right. Like, the reason they didn't work before is because there's so many, it's level based, so there's so many obstacles, and it's just really hard. But actually, if you had some open sections, it gives people the perception that you can move quite freely without hitting things constantly.
Exactly. Yeah.
Find out soon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we probably will. I think, right, so we've gone through a load. I think now let's go through our most anticipated game of 2022. So these are our individual most anticipated. Shall we, Kirk, do you want to start with yours?
Oh, fuck, I wasn't expecting that. I haven't got the things I do.
Right, brilliant. Good.
All right, well, the game I'm looking forward to most is the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Because to me, and I think Dylan and Dave will probably agree with me to some extent here, this looks like the opposite of Guardians to the Galaxy in terms of heroes versus anti-heroes. I think it is Guardians of the Galaxy just with the Suicide Squad, essentially. Because it's made by Rocksteady Games, I am hoping that the combat is going to be fucking solid because of the Batman Arkham series that they did. The story, I mean, it's a run-of-the-mill story, really. With, I think, I can't remember the name of the main bad that's taken over the Justice League.
Brainiac.
Brainiac, is that it? Yeah. So Brainiac is obviously influenced the majority of the Justice League somehow, and you as a Suicide Squad have to take them out, which is, no different to what they normally do in all of these kind of things anyway. But I just think if this is anything like what Guardians was and what Rocksteady have put out before, it's just going to be a fantastic time. And because it's like a story-driven game as well, that's also goes in its favour. It's also co-op, so you can do it by yourself, or you can do it with a few other friends, which is great as well.
I think this game will do well because of the success of Guardians, not because it's made by the same people or anything. I just think that because off the back of that, people go, those games can be good.
Yes, this is also series console, PC, and PS5 only. So it is that will be interesting to see. I mean, we've seen gameplay, and it does look good, but what that means in practice is a different thing. But this is exclusive to those machines.
The cinematic trailer they showed before they recently showed that gameplay, that's the one that kind of sold me on, like, it had definitely much more of that Guardians like humor and vibe to it, where I was like, all right, yeah, this could totally work.
Mm-hmm. It was like the way they did the thing with the music in the background and like
totally
cutting, and then like when they like put a punchline in, like the music would go quiet and then there would be like the joke, and you were like, okay, I just love that kind of style. But that is what the Suicide Squad is, or are, sorry, should I say? But yeah, I'm really excited for this one, big time.
I mean, if it's just the same combat and everything, Rocksteady's known for just solid gameplay. And if it's just comedy for like 10 hours, I'm good. That's all I need.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Rocksteady have a kind of a proven track record, which is great. Totally. I think the Guardians game has shown a kind of formula that could work that I think people are down with. I haven't played Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, I know it would be my type of game, but I can't be bothered right now. But I know it was your guys.
You should be bothered.
Gotta make time.
You gotta play it.
This is 3 against 1, Ben.
Well, now I'm outnumbered, so I've got
Get
to kind
out.
of be diplomatic with this and go. But I did always like. It is my type of game. I don't know what's happened to me recently because it's just I can't be bothered. But yeah, I mean, I saw ACG had it as his kind of most surprising game of the year as well. So it gets a lot of plaudits. So
this
I was
one,
fucking
hopefully.
harping on it earlier this year, and then I fucking 180'd.
Yeah, when this game was first shown off, Dave was like, "This looks like shit."
What mobile game ass shit are they trying to shove down my throat?
The thing is, I was the same. I remember when they announced it, and like me and the guys, we did a podcast on it, and not just Guardians, the event it was at, and this was one that we all went, oh, this looks like shit. What a fucking what's the point?
yeah,
in
we
this?
tore it.
Yeah,
we tore
it apart, and then as it got closer and closer, and all the reviews started coming in saying how good it was, and seeing actual gameplay, and then like people actually playing it and what they were saying, it was just like, okay, I'm gonna give this a go. And then as soon as I played it, 5 minutes in, I was like, this is fucking fantastic. So yeah,
when those reviews came out, it was like, oh, it's a good game.
Right?
Ah, right, okay, fine.
Yeah, we could go on forever about Guardians. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you want to hear more, Grumpy Gamers fans, then I think you talked about it quite a bit in your Game of the Year podcast.
you could say that, yeah.
So check that one out. Right, okay, Dave, what's your most anticipated? Or have we got? Yeah, what's your most anticipated?
Hogwarts Legacy. No other game. Harry Potter, spells, magic.
I'm just gonna kind of jump in with this and just it's mine too.
I was just about to say, like, I wasn't looking at the doc and I was like, I'm pretty sure it's the same game.
It's there's Harry Potter is so good, and most of the games are so bad, and this looks incredible.
Yeah, I am 100% with you guys in terms of the hype level for this. I am not amongst friends in our podcast talking about this, but I am a huge Harry Potter fan.
Yeah.
And this game looked awesome. I'm just really scared by it that we've heard fuck all. And I always want it to be like around, like where was it at? The
Game Awards.
Year and
That's
stuff
why
like
Game
that.
Awards
Yeah,
was
Game
so
Awards.
disappointing, because I was expecting, like, if this game is rumored to somehow come out, say, summer, fall 2022, you should probably show something on it.
Yeah, exactly, because they haven't shown anything for a hot minute, and that to me is concern. I don't like the game looked so good. Like when they were showing it before, I mean, they were showing kind of gameplay sequences in a way, and that was like a year and a half ago, something like that. I was well up for this game. I really, really am. And I also heard the other day that was it EA turned down doing a Harry Potter MMO game because they didn't believe in the IP, and I'm there thinking shit, that sounds like the best thing ever. That sounds like the best thing ever.
Yeah, it sounds
like if it was done
incredible.
right.
Also, like anything Harry Potter just sells like crazy.
If you can make a Matrix
exactly.
MMO, I mean,
thing is, even bad Harry Potter stuff sells, doesn't it? So
it does.
Oh yeah, totally.
If this comes in, and like, I'd argue that they're probably heads down doing the best that they can, and they don't want to take resources away from the team to make a trailer or something like that at the moment.
Maybe that's true, because these days everything gets scrutinized to the nth degree. If you've got, I mean, even if you look at the original Hogwarts Legacy trailer, there were bits in that actually there was a bit of jank to them, and you're like, oh Christ. So even though overall it looked awesome, so putting something out there which isn't particularly polished, and then you end up putting a CG trailer out there because you don't want to show anybody anything where somebody's going to drill into this frame and say, this guy's face looks stupid. So I kind of get them staying quiet, but I really hope something comes out, and this comes out end of the year. If this comes out end of 2022, I'll be off my chops on that.
I mean, I can only imagine the stress that making a true Harry Potter game would be, since they've in the past few years they've only been kind of shitty third-person cover shooters, not like what the entire world has to offer.
Yeah.
The idea
and that's where an
of
MMO
like,
would be so good.
Yeah.
the idea of being a student at Hogwarts and like you have to like go to your classes and learn the spells and like have your own kind of journey there. It's just so appealing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because you can't do it in real life, so you want to do it in a video game, right?
Yeah.
That you know of.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm still running into that pillar at the train station. Still trying.
Who knows?
These fucking muggles over here.
Yeah, didn't we call you a muggle earlier, Kurt? I think between me and you. Anyway,
just fuck off and move on, shall we?
I think that was an insult we get just before you guys came on. Anyway, right, my most anticipated game, and hopefully this gets a bit of discussion. It's got the potential to be incredible, or not. It's the Pokemon Legends Arceus game. So back end of January, so not long to go. It's a month away. We get a new form of Pokemon game, don't we? And it's this kind of like semi-open world Pokemon game, which to me looks a bit Monster Hunter and Pokemon kind of mixed together. It could be a new standard for Pokemon games. It could be a hybrid that kind of brings it into the new age, or it could be absolute gash. And when we originally saw this, and Pokemon games don't look great, and it looked awful, but the concept looked amazing. I'm just worried that this game is actually a lot smaller in scope than people think it's going to be. And it comes out to muted kind of reception. But what do you guys think?
I'm excited for it. I'm a huge Pokemon fan, specifically Sinnoh, Generation 4. So you get the remakes from Gen 4, which is the original style, with the new gameplay of Arceus, which is what we fucking should have gotten. But it seems, judging from what we have so far, it looks extremely repetitive in a way that I don't know if it'll hold out for the longevity.
Yeah, I was really excited for this. And then more kind of start coming out about like, you're going to have to craft all your own Pokeballs and keep having to go back to this place to craft them. And it's just kind of like, I could see that at some point becoming just like annoying and frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this for me is the most anticipated game for two reasons. One, because it's early on. Two, it's Pokemon, and I do love anything Pokemon. But this is something a little... I don't think we know enough about it, and it's a month away.
Yeah,
totally.
Agreed.
And I think they've been really quiet on it. And as I said, my one worry is that this is just not what people think it is, and I think you could be right.
I said, isn't it? It's to do with a time before, like.
Yeah, it's a prequel kind of.
Yeah, it's a time before what we know Pokemon to be now. So like, it's the dynamic of like battling Pokemon. Obviously, you're going to battle Pokemon in this, but not in the same way that we know from the current. I
do like the way that they're kind of walking around in the open world, and you can switch to battle. The Pokemon can attack you as an individual as well. Like, I like all that kind of stuff. It's just how much of that is actually utilized, whether it's a big thing, whether the scope is actually that huge. I think. Is this a tester for more of a hybrid thing to bring it to the new age? The thing about Pokemon is everything is scheduled. Like, all the games are scheduled years in advance. You've got films, you've got TV, you've got Pokemon cards, you've got the games. Nothing can miss date. Like, everything has to be released at the right time. Like, this game here may have been proposed to be something else. The scope has actually been reduced. You can see how, I want to say, bad it looks. Like, I'm accepting of that, but it doesn't look fantastic.
So yeah, it's I wonder if this is gonna be like testing the waters for like a new direction for Pokemon, or because like they kind of already have spin-offs kind of like different from the main line, and I'm sure that mainline classic Pokemon's gonna keep happening because they're money, but I do wonder if this is like a hey, let's test this out. And I don't think they're going full in on like the open world. They've kind of already said it's like sections or something.
I mean,
so
we talked about this a few weeks ago. Like, you have the mainline Pokemon games, then you have the mainline remakes, then you have the mainline remakes, and then you have like the side stuff. So you got like your Rangers, your mystery dungeons. Like, is this going to be like a once-off like that, or is this also going to be like a fourth mainline thing going?
Which it just seems like they've got so many mainlines, because like the Let's Go stuff.
Yeah,
they didn't do anything else. Like, they just did different types of remakes. Like, I thought Let's Go was going to be like a different kind of mainline that they had along with the normal mainline, but then they just kind of did one game and then just went, yeah, okay, we'll do some different remakes now.
I know,
like,
their whole schedule.
I don't know where. I just don't know where you don't know where their focus is, because it seems like they seem to be one of the most scheduled franchises out there with what they've got coming up. But the public don't have a clue what direction they're going in.
I mean, they passed off the remakes of Gen 4 to another dev, and that's what they came out with.
Yes. Yeah. And nobody, like this game here, I know they've got the A-Team on this, and they had to, and Diamond and Pearl they shipped out, like you said, but this game, I don't think anybody really expected this game.
No.
So
no,
I think because of that, carry on.
It's kind of what, at least me, like, I'm not a huge Pokemon fan. I'm kind of more of a casual fan. But this is like, this big 3D Pokemon is like the direction I've been wanting to go them in for, wanting them to go in for a long time. And I think that's kind of
years,
a lot of people have been wanting that.
They dipped their toes with Sword and Shield, but those toes have dried.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. Like, the wild areas in Sword and Shield were, we need more. We need a proper thing. I'm for that reason, I think we're a month away. We don't know enough about it. I think the probability is that it will not be so good. But I am hyped at least to see if it will be good. And if it's good, then I'll be banging on about it for the whole year so that we talk about it Game of the Year.
Yeah, totally. But, I mean, like, good or bad, it's a new direction for Pokemon. That in and of itself is
that
exciting.
one trailer they had was fucking dope, though.
Oh, that second one. The second one they showed was like it was like awe-inspiring. I thought.
Found footage-esque, like horror shit.
Oh,
like,
that
was
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
So Ben,
very strange.
Ben, I just got to ask a quick question. Are you sure Pokemon Legends is your most anticipated game?
Well, probably not. In actual fact, it's probably Starfield.
Yeah,
but
yeah, full set.
for the purpose of this conversation, and because we've been over Starfield, we're talking about Pokemon.
No, I just want everyone to know what your actual most anticipated is. Yeah, all right. No,
But I am a big Pokemon fan, so you know it's a good discussion point. But on that note, what about predictions for 2022? So what about the off-the-wall predictions that we've got? Has anybody got anything that they reckon unannounced or something that's going to happen?
I mean, we've already said, haven't we, that Starfield not coming out this year. So that's
actually,
no way.
That was a pick.
Not exactly off the wall with this one either, but Breath of the Wild 2 or whatever they're going to call it is not coming out this upcoming year.
Yeah.
I agree. That's one of the reasons why we have not talked about it, because I don't believe for 1 minute that's coming out.
Yeah, because that would be one of my most anticipated, but their whole, we're targeting holiday 2022. Like, yeah, no, that's not happening.
Bollocks.
Target.
Exactly.
You're going to fucking miss. And then
that
some.
would be like the biggest surprise if it actually came out then.
I'm waiting on...
Actually, the surprise is to say that it comes out, not that it doesn't come out. I think we're going to see something from Naughty Dog around The Last of Us. I think there's going to be some kind of...
Like a remake?
I'm not saying it's going to come out, but there's the rumoured remake of the first one. I think the TV series is coming out, so they've got to have something that goes alongside with it or build hype or something. I really want an announcement for an Abby and Lev spin-off game. I don't know how you guys feel after Last of Us 2, but that's what I want to see.
I mean, I'd play that. I love the story of this Last of Us 2, or even how it left off.
Yeah, it totally. It kind of seems like the continuation of Last of Us is still kind of continuing Abby's story and like Ellie's connection into that.
Yeah.
But it kind of felt like with the ending of Last of Us 2 that like it kind of was going more towards being like Abby's story moving forward.
I know, yeah. I'm down with that. I really am, because
me too.
You know, I was on the Ellie side, but then when it flipped, and I was annoyed like everyone else, going like, "Oh, do I have to? How long is this going to last? I want to get back." By the end, I preferred being Abby.
Me too.
I wanted Abby to win. I know that's stupid, but I wanted, like, it's not what you kind of built for, but that's what they were going for, I suppose, that conflict. But I was Team Abby.
I mean, it's complicated until you realize the story's pushing when it's like, oh, we have the same narrative with both these characters. You know, who's going to come out of it?
And that's why it was brilliant. I think a lot of people were too emotionally into it, and I think the narrative was just I thought it was a masterpiece. It was just how it was constructed and how you were left conflicted and how they put it together. And I would see. I love how it kind of finished, and I'd love to see something with Abby and Lev. But I do think actually they're going to go in the direction of this remake of the first one. I don't think it's necessary at all. I think it's almost too fresh, even though it was years ago. But with the remaster and everything, I just don't think it's necessary. But there is that heavy rumors of that one.
There's also the
multiplayer.
The multiplayer maybe battle royale thing.
I would play that. Like we talked about that on the pod before. Like I would definitely play that because more Last of Us, and I'm in because I thought the first one was a solid 8 out of 10, but I thought the second one was amazing, and I think anything they can put on top of that.
I just don't know how multiplayer would work, to be honest with you.
I mean, they had multiplayer in the first one. They had like a sort of team deathmatch sort of thing going on.
Yeah.
I could see. I wouldn't be good at it, but I could see the second one with like, if you're doing kind of a battle royale style, like all the crazy traps you can set and all the different like contraptions would be interesting to see, like good players unleashing that on each other.
I think it'd be interesting if they actually released that. I think it'd be, and it'd be decent. It'd be well thought out. It wouldn't be something because they don't need to do it. That's the key thing to it. Like The Last of Us 2 was quite a while ago now, so they don't need to do something extra. So if they do it, you're just hoping that it's very good at whatever it's trying to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing it for a reason, not just to do it.
Exactly.
I've got something a bit left field. I reckon before the end of the year, next year obviously, that we'll probably get some initial DLC for Halo Infinite, because my argument for that is I think it's pretty obvious the game was cut short from where they had it, but they needed to get something out, like you said in the pod a few weeks ago, Ben. But so a lot of work's going to have been done, and it's just a case of polishing it off. So I would say probably around the year mark that they would give some DLC for it.
Did you guys finish the campaign?
Yes.
Yeah.
So Dylan hasn't played it yet. Without going into it, because I just finished it recently, with how it ended and the final cutscene, do you think that the final cutscene would be more akin to a DLC or like a straight up sequel?
I'd say
DLC.
DLC definitely.
Because it doesn't feel like there's enough there to make a full-fledged sequel out of it.
No, I don't think so. I think it's set up well, and I think this was the expectation, so I don't think this is any kind of spoiler stuff. I think the expectation is obviously it's called Halo Infinite. They're expecting this game to go on for a period of time, and you have the campaign, but I think there's more to it. You can see with the game in itself, there's the game, I think it's quite well documented that it's quite samey, like in terms of environment and everything. I think there's more they can do.
Yeah.
And it's set up, obviously, with the kind of, there is more. So,
we're on a Halo ring, for God's sake. And
right.
Yeah. So it is kind of nicely put that there's room for sequel, but I just don't think that's the direction they wanted to go in. I thought they've openly said they didn't want to do that, didn't they? Or have I made that up?
I don't, honestly, I don't know, but I would. I think a sequel is definitely not the way to go. It's going to be this is the game now, and then there's going to be new chapters added to it for the foreseeable future. That's what I'd say.
Definitely makes sense.
Yeah,
it's going to be this forever.
Infinitely.
It is infinite.
It's not going to end.
Yeah.
No, it is infinite. But yeah, I think that would be a fair shout. And I think bringing it out for Christmas would be a fair shout if they could possibly do that, because then it obviously keeps Halo fresh in the mind. Because the one thing about how it is currently is, yes, it was called Halo Infinite, and the original questions were, is this going to be a games as a service kind of product? Mm-hmm. It's not. It's kind of a contained story. And then you've got the multiplayer, which is good, and I'm smashing that, and we're all loads of people playing that. But how long is that going to keep people in? Is Halo Infinite could very easily be sidelined in the next couple of months, and just kind of go away. Mm. So I think they do need to kind of get that roadmap out there.
Yeah, I think they will. I think they've worked their fucking asses off, haven't they? And they're on a break at the moment, aren't they, for the holidays? So
yeah.
I think once they come back, we'll probably hear some more shit from it, what they plan to do, because they've always been very vocal with the community about what they're doing. So Give it.
Yeah, and final thing on Halo, I very much appreciated your Master Chief impressions, Dave. I thought they were.
Thank you so much.
I thought they were something special. I then tried to, when I was alone, obviously didn't want anyone else to hear, tried to do some myself, and I couldn't.
You are a fucking wet mouth.
I was like, damn. I thought this would be easier, but no, it's not. So
It's very hard. It always is.
Exactly.
It's not even Dave.
Fair
Master
enough.
Chief just walked through the door.
Oh, Chief, you got to use the
Steve
bathroom.
Downs.
You can do
That's
that
Steve
anywhere.
Downs just come through.
This is the thing. We can't see, so who knows? Who knows what's going on over there?
Just one more prediction from me for the end of the year. We're still not going to have availability of the consoles by the end of the year, I don't think.
Yeah.
So this whole
Such a
cross-generational
shitty situation.
it is. So many people aren't able to jump in with either or, and as a result, I think the games experiences that we're being given at the moment, like we touched on earlier, where there's so many more PS4s out there, as an example, they have to cater to that market still, because the games aren't going to sell anywhere near as well as they could on the next gen, because the consoles aren't there. So to that end, it's no wonder that next year we're still going to be seeing quite a few multi-generational games.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, you're right. I think those consoles will be hard to get, and I would like to think that there'll be a 4K Switch at some point, but probably not, because nobody can get consoles because of the chip shortage anyway, so they're unlikely to announce anything around that. So
this is it. So
I
wouldn't be surprised if there's a plethora of bundles compared to last few generations. Just we need to get more consoles out there, but you need games with it too. So you know what? Just here's a game with this, here's a game with that.
Oh yeah, you're right actually, because nobody's gonna be selling just consoles because you can sell it in a bundle. Mm-hmm. So why not?
They've already. Have you seen the Series S? They're already promoting. I mean, they're free games anyway, but they've got bundled versions of Fortnite and Rocket League in there. They're literally promoting those two games with Series S. So, and when was it? I remember the PS4 came with certain games for free. So did the Xbox when they were just bundling like 2 or 3 different games with them. So
they count that as a sale as well. I mean, Mario Kart 8 was the highest seller,
Wii Sports. Look at it,
Black Friday or something.
Yeah,
yeah, exactly. It's like, wow, that's. I mean, I know it sells still anyway, but it's like, wow, that sold a shit ton. Oh no, you just sold a shit ton of Switches. Okay, fine, next.
Oh dear.
But yeah, so that's is that all our predictions? Anybody got any others? Any more for any more?
I want fucking release the new Skate. Just put it out this year.
Oh,
give it to me.
That's
You're
a
Skate
great
fan.
shout.
Okay.
Great shout. Skate.
Yeah, Kirk's big fan of skating games.
It's been 2010 since Skate 3. Come on, guys, it's way too fucking long.
Well,
but didn't you
announced
guys have
it.
Say again?
What?
you? Oh yeah, they did. Yeah. Carry on.
They've announced Skate 4. They've said that they're doing it, and it's got the original team.
I know, but
coming.
with all the up and down and the new dev team, I just need them to actually release it, and I need to see what it actually is, because they're just like, yeah, we got the community, we got skaters, we got us. Isn't that cool?
Yeah. Isn't that cool? Come on, Dave. That's cool. That is cool.
It's cool, but it's not enough.
I think you guys are being fucking ungrateful, because you got Skatebird this year on Game Pass, and you should be satisfied with your skating quota, and that's all that's needed.
That fucking thing flew out the window as fast as it came in.
I played that for 5 minutes and went, what the fuck am I playing?
Yeah, right?
Oh, what fucking monstrosity of a game.
I got spoiled when Pro Skater 1 and 2 remake came out, and now that's on its way down, and I need more Skate.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were all over that, Kirk, weren't you?
Yeah, I still got it. Still play it every now and then as well, because it's great.
That's
great
so
fun.
good.
Yeah, it's so good.
But I'd love them to redo 3 and 4.
Please.
That will just finish it off then. But I think the developers they're working on something else now, aren't they? They've been taken off of doing anything more with Tony Hawk, and they're working on another franchise.
Yeah, they're
for,
like a
Activision.
support studio now.
Over at Blizzard now.
Yeah, great.
Yep.
Woo.
Oh dear.
Right, any more? Last predictions.
Nothing crazy.
No, we're good then. We've predicted the world. If anybody can hear what's going on in my background, it's my tortoise is going crazy up against the wall.
Your tortoise?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. My tortoise is
It's
roaming
going
around,
crazy.
and now he's decided.
Ben's an old man, and he needs something older than him to make him feel young.
I need something that will die after me to keep me going. So
keeps banging his head on one side of the tank. Give him another 10 minutes, he'll bang his head on the other side.
So I'm just gonna hold this away. That's gonna be really loud.
Sounds like you're taking a shit.
Well, a lot of struggling going on.
That's what I was covering up, Kirk.
You got to keep that in. Don't take that out.
Right, I can do wonders with the edit, Kirk. Right. Well, I think we're probably at a stage to wrap this one up. But I think this has been a good special. I think this has been good,
yeah,
guys.
Been great.
A lot of fun.
Should we all do our socials?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you want to do yours?
Okay, yeah. So you could follow us on Twitter at Offshore GC. January 2nd, coming up, we're doing a Twitch stream, twitch.tv/Offshore Gamescast. Kind of similar to this, we're going to be watching a bunch of game trailers for 2022 because there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
And just general hype and excitement. And just so come hang out with us, and you can listen to the Offshore Gamescast every Thursday. So the day after the Grumpy Gamers. It's a good 1-2 punch.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not planned at all.
No, not.
No.
Well, no, because if it was planned, they'd want to go first.
That's true.
So, yeah. But you can email us at podcast@grumpygamers.co.uk, and you can follow us on Twitter at Grumpy Gamers Pod. We've got a YouTube channel now where we're putting some videos out there. Like I said, we did a video last week on Q1 2022 games coming out. Me and Kirk did that one. So that's Grumpy Gamers Podcast on YouTube. But yeah, we have a podcast that comes out every Wednesday. There's 2 more of us, Pete and Eddie. And just for the record, their most anticipated games are Warhammer 3 for Pete, because he bangs on about that all the time. And Eddie sent his, which were weird ones. You can rely on Eddie to have some weird ones. What's he got here? He's got Occupy Mars. Oh, we did talk about that one. Looks very realistic, kind of survival sim, I think. And Knights of Honor 2 Sovereign.
There you go.
So look forward to those 2 bangers.
I know those games.
Absolutely. Well, I don't know how we should sign off, because we usually say GG. But yeah, thanks guys, and I think thanks for anybody listening and download all of our podcasts.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having us on.
Yeah, this is just a ton of fun.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, it was great.
Oh,
so
we joined you.
Offshore Gamescast.
We joined who? Actually.
Yeah, I was just saying that because you said like. Yeah, you joined us, but actually, no, this is collaboration at its finest.
It is a collaboration. So. Yeah, no, it's been great, guys.
Yeah,
really good.
And to everyone listening, I think we'll catch you in the new year.
I'm still saying GG.
Okay, GG.
GG.
Will Smith.
Will Smith.